Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM 1779. Here to another MrDIRECTOREIGHT's 15th anniversary this week. Reacting to MrDIRECTOREIGHT's top 10 R-rated video logos, something like that. Reacting to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh boy, let's see what's new on TV.
Wow.
Breaking news. MrDIRECTOREIGHT hates every logo?
Oh, geez. But not the funny part. I'm not talking about the laughing part, but hates every logo, but I'm referring to the one who news report that is so harsh to MrDIRECTOREIGHT. But yeah, let's continue on.
What? YouTuber MrDIRECTOREIGHT hates every logo. He hates this logo, that logo, CGI logo, Disney logo, whatever. He hates every logo, and I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. What?
What's that to do with anything?
That's just not true at all.
Thank you.
Also, there have been reports that MrDIRECTOREIGHT doesn't have a single ounce of love in his heart. He's always angry and narcissistic and acting like he knows everything. So please, do not support this stupid, toxic influencer, because this guy...
Yeah, that is stupid, and you know that.
has no brain, he has no education, he is sitting at home doing nothing, and not making logo videos. Fuck him. Alright, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Turn off.
Forget all that fake news. If I can solidify my place in the logo community, then I guess I'm gonna have to verify that I can talk about logos positively. I can criticize all day, but that doesn't
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hang on. Turn up the volume. Logo. Sorry, couldn't see it while I was in the middle of a little bit of heart problem here while I was taping this LJPCBM episode. Let's continue on.
Verify that I can talk about logos positively. I can criticize all day, but that doesn't mean I hate every single logo. It's time that I prove everyone wrong and stop this blasphemy.
Thank you. Thank you, MrDIRECTOREIGHT. Let's do this. I mean, before we continue on this logo here, I seen MrDIRECTOREIGHT years ago when I did my reaction video to Larry's reaction to MrDIRECTOREIGHT, the Red Wolf's reaction to his top 10 one. I can't remember what it was. It was my one. If you go back to my 250th episode celebration of LJPCBM back in 2018, you know what I'm talking about. But that's just me, of course. Let's continue on. Wow.
Hey everyone, it's MrDIRECTOREIGHT here, and welcome to yet another Top 10 video! Now, before we cut to the chase, there is something I would like to address. And no, it's not the elephant in the room.
Wow, the elephant goes bark.
A lot of people out there that are saying I've been reviewing logos perhaps a bit too harshly.
I love it when things are loud. This is the worst logo I have ever seen.
PBS logos. Next. There's a lot of PBS.
Period. What is this pile of cheese I'm looking at?
This logo is off the goddamn charts. Okay, maybe y'all are right about that. But that's not all I do when it comes to ranking logos. Yes, it is easier for me to complain. Yes, it is arguably funnier when I'm pointing out every little nitpick I have about a cheap logo. Considering that I've done this for 4 lists in a row now, however, today I've decided to switch things up a little bit. Let me introduce you to underrated logos.
Okay.
Now, this is definitely a broader topic this time around, as anybody could have a very subjective list of what they deem as underrated. So let me explain how this particular list is going to work. Logos on this list will be ranked based on the following. 1. Logos that are normally talked about negatively or just aren't mentioned in general. 2. Logos that might be somewhat unknown to many people. And 3. Logos that I personally like that I feel just aren't talked about as much
Okay.
as they should be. Hopefully that should clear things up for y'all.
Okay.
And remember, this is just my opinion at the end of the day. I'm not trying to pass this off as the definitive underrated logos list. It is completely fine if you don't agree with me on some of these picks. Anyway, enough rambling, no more wasting time. Let's jump right into this list, shall we?
Okay. Wow. I mean, I saw these years ago, a couple years ago when I did watch Larry's reaction to his to MrDIRECTOREIGHT's own video on the last top 10 video. I mean, I haven't done the reaction to it as of yet, but I'll get to that eventually. Let's continue on. Wow. Workshop Snake. Wow. Okay.
Starting off this list, we have the CTW Snake from 1978. The reason for the given nickname is because of the animation. The way the blocky letters in orange expand and stretch while forming could be compared to the slithering motions of a snake. And no, I won't put visuals of that on screen for the sake of those who have a fear of snakes. So instead, here's a recreation of that exact thing from yours truly.
Wow.
This logo is rather notorious for a couple various reasons. The overall animation of the logo is a bit ominous, taking place on a dark background with choppy cell animation and being paired with cheap synthesized music that is a bit uncanny. I wouldn't be surprised if this scared some younger viewers back in the day. However, I am here to defend this logo. I feel like this logo receives way too much slack from the logo community. I think the animation is impressive for its time, even if it is low budget.
It makes sense, cause I grew up with the two famous Children's Workshop logos, the one from 1983 and the one from 1997, and especially Sesame Workshop, which is nowadays what it used to be called. But that's just me, of course. That's the three logos I grew up with. I mean, this it's rare to me when I was a kid, and especially the ones the Children's Workshop. But I grew up with it. Even since I grew up with these logos when I was. The early logos I've never seen until I was 11, you know. So let's continue on. Or you today, so anyway, continue on.
Color scheme is a bit outdated, but it was completely normal for a logo from this era to have a design like this. I also find myself humming the music from this logo every now and then, despite it being so simplistic. This is far from a bad logo. I mean, it's probably not the most kid-friendly logo to have in front of a program like Sesame Street or the Electric Company, but I still feel like it gets a bad rep because it's a logo from the 70s that comes off as a little creepy. Hell, if I liked the 1983 logo as a kid, Jesus...
That's what I was going to mention it too, because, you know, it kind of, that's what I'm saying, this note reacts earlier. Let's continue on.
70s that comes off as a little creepy. Hell, if I liked the 1983 logo as a kid, chances are I'd probably like this logo if I saw it growing up as well.
Number 9, okay. Wow. 9 artist logo? I think there's a bits about it. Oh, I've seen, this movie presentation about this. But okay, never saw this on the days I saw, except for the fact the 90s logo, but never this. Continue on.
This logo absolutely gets way too much hate. I really don't understand it. The first thing people do with this logo is immediately compare it to their previous logo from 1982.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is a... Okay. I've never seen this, either. I seen the one for the 60s when I got a VHS. One time I digitalized the tape. I don't remember the movie's name. The movie I'm referring to is a Western. That's all I'm going to say. Let's continue. It's from 1960s. Continue on.
AKA the paperclip. And while the swoosh is inferior to that one in almost every way, I find it wild that people even rank the 1994 and 2001 logo.
I remember this 94 logo, but the 2001 one, part of it much. Anyway, continue on.
Goes over this one. I feel like this has to be one of United Artists' most prominent logos, considering the films this logo appeared on. Child's Play, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, that was a great movie, especially Child's Play. Continue on.
Roadhouse, even Rocky V.
Wow. Great movies.
They released some of their most successful films during that time, no matter how good or bad they were. As for the logo itself, the CGI is fairly nice for the time. I mean, the animation is a little basic. The videotaped version from the Rhythm and Hughes show reel makes it pretty obvious, so the fact that most of its appearances were filmed definitely helps it out a bit. The music isn't really anything to write home about. It's just a couple synth pads with a swoosh sound when the light streak flashes by the logo, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Although the animation I feel is an improvement from the paperclip logo, as a whole, it clearly doesn't have the same impact that the previous logo had. Not nearly as iconic as the 1982 logo, but I feel like this logo receives a lot of undeserved criticism.
Number 8, okay. RCA. Okay. Part of it I've never heard of it, but some part of it I've seen. Oh wow, okay. So they should build this. Okay, makes sense.
I think it's safe to say that you probably haven't seen this logo already unless you've either bought video discs from RCA back in the day, or you're just as heavily invested in logos as I am. This was a rather short-lived logo, only being used for about a year before it was replaced with another logo, and its rarity certainly doesn't help. Again, this logo only appeared on a very elusive format, that being CEDs. That were...
Oh wow, never heard BCDs. I have a collection of VCDs in VCD, DVD, and of course CD player in the house somewhere. I never had a VCD yet in the house, so I had to play those. You know. Thanks for reminding me, MrDIRECTOREIGHT's. Continue on.
Released by RCA under their Select Division label, so most people, including me, have only known about this logo for YouTube. However, just like the last two logos, this one has also been criticized by some logo enthusiasts. A few have even considered this a scary logo because of the combination of the slightly unsettling music and the logo taking place on a black background. The environment of this logo kind of gives off the vibe of a night circus, mainly because of the words at the end of the logo having a rainbow trail below them. I don't think the animation is bad for the time. The second half of the word sliding in is a little cheap, but the start of the logo with a blue ring and the stars forming around it is really impressive, especially for 1981. The music is a little quirky, and I don't really like how the last four notes are just shoddily edited to sync up with the word sliding in, but besides that, I do feel like it gives this logo the charm it has. I weirdly appreciate this logo for what it is. Now let's move on to number 7.
Yes, thank you. WGBH? Wow, that was rare, okay. I've never seen that in the MrDIRECTOREIGHT's top 10 PBS one, which I'm going to react to coming up. But Central Independent Television? I've seen that. Part of the logo I've never seen, but wow, okay.
What an advanced logo for 1982. For those that don't know, Central Independent Television was a network that was owned by British media company ITV. I've actually talked about this channel before, with one of their older logos as Associated Television,
which I've seen some videos like this before, okay.
Or ATV, appearing in my top 10 scary logos video,
which I'm going to plan on reacting to this coming soon.
I infamously said that this was a channel based in Australia instead of the United Kingdom. Anyway, similar to the previous entry, this logo was also short-lived, only lasting for over a year and replaced with another logo they were using in tandem. My question is, why did they stop using this logo so quickly? I mean, everything about this logo was ahead of its time. The animation is incredible considering the year this logo debuted in. The solar eclipse, the colors bursting out, the shadow moving, everything about the animation here is stellar. And then,
you know, it makes sense, is one, why did you stop doing it real quickly? It kind of makes sense because people are trying to have to, yeah, the solar eclipse one. Yeah, I agree with that, MrDIRECTOREIGHT, because, you see, it cause it make more sense because the Central Independent Television ones, I don't want to hear these ones came out, you know. I'm just wondering, actually wrong. Oh, it's now called ITV Essential, okay. Pretty known as this, okay. Came out from 1982, and it founded in 1980 by Wargo Grade. Founded by ATV, okay, makes sense. I believe you said it earlier, but anyway. Broken, but it's dissolved in 2002 as known as ITV1 at all times. Okay? That said something. Anyway, let's continue on what we said.
This fanfare is catchy as all hell. I understand why they kept using this music for 6 more years afterwards. It just sounds so polished and well put together. You'd think they invented the damn keyboard while composing this logo.
Oh,
just
wow.
A wonderful combination of great early CGI and synthesized arrangements. It really shocks me that this logo isn't talked about enough, but again, it could be boiled down to how little it was, as well as people outside the UK just not really knowing about its existence. It's a real shame because I feel like this logo could have had quite the longevity, even going into the early 90s. But I'm just a stupid American talking about a British logo. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, you are it. Yeah. Wow, Sega logo. Okay. BBC video? Yeah, I've seen this in Teletubbies. But okay. Makes sense.
I mean, come on, we all knew this logo was going to be on here. The 1991 BBC video logo easily has to be one of the most infamous in the logo community. This has been featured on many top 10 lists and compilations of scary logos. While the animation has been bashed on by some for being too simplistic, the biggest factor for this logo having a sour image would be the music. The piano piece comes off as really depressing, ending with a haunting choir note. You'd think the BBC would have went with something a little more upbeat, but I guess they went with this because they wanted something that felt a little more dramatic as a way to catch the viewer's attention. Well, I guess it worked, just not in the way they were hoping it would. The logo taking place on a black background also unintentionally gives off a darker nature when paired up with the music. As for the animation, it's basic, but it's also pretty decent for the time. This will definitely give some people the chills, and it's probably scared some younger viewers back then. In my opinion, I don't necessarily think this is a scary logo, however. Even though it has its eerie qualities, the music at least sounds natural despite coming from a synthesizer, and the animation isn't that bad for 1991. If their intentions were to have a logo that felt cinematic, I appreciate the attempt, but it certainly could have been executed better. But then again, I'm just a dumb American talking about a British logo. What the hell do I know? Well, what
Makes sense.
do you know? We're already at the halfway point. That was quick. But you know, that means another commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up.
Wait, I can't hear anything. All I hear is applause. Anyway, you know what I mean? It's another commercial break.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know if I love or hate these advertisers, considering I still have them around. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Okay. Commercial break. Okay. Good enough.
This program is brought to you in part by these manufacturers. The mirror makers are back at it again with their newest invention.
Wow.
Introducing the spray mirror.
Oh, God.
Simplified a heavy Hunter reflective glass on wood. Just press the button on the bottle and take a look. It works just like a normal mirror.
So don't try this home, okay?
Spray mirror's mist becomes reflective from a secret formula using our special liquids and top-of-the-line technology. And as an added bonus, the spray is also scented. Just listen to what our customers have to say. Wait a minute. You're supposed to spray this next to your face and it's scented? That's literally a choking hazard right there. Also, this isn't even a mirror. This is just Glee! Order now! Coffee bombs! Need a little kick to spice up your day? Drop a couple of these bad boys into a big-ass mug. Hot and ready coffee prepared in just a few seconds.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Perfect to drink at home, at work, or even on the go. Coffee bombs! Start your day off with a bang!
Bang! Okay.
Order now! Do you have a sink faucet or any other typical house device that is acting up and making your life miserable? Hi, I'm Bill Shit, and what you need is some Rex tape. This stuff is tough, durable, built to last, flexible, Rexable. This tape works so well, it can fix virtually everything. Just watch us fix this jacked up sink faucet with a singular layer of Rex tape.
Yeah, like VHS tapes. Anyway, next, continue on.
Works like a charm. Get her good, dude. Rex tape.
Oh, it's like, sorry, I'll give her a difference. Like my friend Lucas Browley done this whole, get her done, dude. Let's continue on.
Charm. Get her good, dude. Rex tape. This stuff just sticks. Order now. We now return to your program. Seriously? The spray mirror? How many times are these scam artists going to keep making these fake mirror products? Also, literal coffee bombs? What kind of moron would want to put some little balls of coffee into their drink just for it to explode? That's so stupid. Oh, wait, we're back? Promoters, you didn't hear anything. Anyway, welcome back to MrDIRECTOREIGHT's Top 10 Underrated Logos. Just like usual, we'll take a look at the next 4 logos on our list, plus some honorable mentions, followed by the Lightspeed recap, and of course, ending off with what is, in my opinion, the most underrated logo of all time. Let's get right back to the countdown.
5, okay, makes sense. Good enough. MTE, okay. Heard that logo before, but okay.
Out of Universal Studios' expansive history with TV logos, this one's definitely an oddity. While most of the television logos from Universal after the Revue era have prominently featured the iconic globe, the 1994 MTE logo doesn't put as much of an emphasis on it, giving it...
So it's good. Why underrated? T1.
The iconic globe. The 1994 MTE logo doesn't put as much of an emphasis on it, giving it the nickname the Phantom Globe. This logo has quite a mysterious nature, not having the company name in front of the globe, the music being an ambient synth piece based on the 1991 Universal Television fanfare, as well as its short lifespan, only being used for 2 years before MCA, Universal's parent company at the time, was renamed to Universal Studios. They definitely wanted to give MTE its own identity rather than give it another logo that's similar to the ones its related divisions were using at the time. And while I do like MTE's previous two logos, the 1989 logo with its impressive CGI, and the 1990 logo with its jazzy saxophone music, this one feels more unique. The animation is still pretty decent for the time.
Yeah, I love these three logos. They're good. Why hate on the other one?
And I like the vibrant colors this logo has. The music is also very soothing. In fact, I like it so much that I sampled it in one of my songs a few years ago. Shameless plug. Check it out if you haven't already. I do feel like this logo...
check out another reaction video on LJPCBM. Continue on.
...is under the radar for a lot of people. It's not nearly as popular or well known as some of Universal's other TV logos, and some other people in the logo community just prefer MTE's predecessors over this one. It might stick out like a sore thumb, but this is personally one of my favorite logos just for how different it is from the rest of Universal's TV logos, giving it a worthy spot in the top 5.
4. Oh, wow. Oh, this PBS logo.
This is PBS.
I love it. Wait, it's 96 to 98. I checked and it said, according to Wikipedia, it's 96 to 98, not 99. Duh. Continue on.
I don't care what any of y'all say. This is easily one of PBS's best logos in my opinion.
Same. Especially all the PBS logos, like from what year exactly? Since the 70s until the present. I love PBS to this day. Love them. You know, that's me. Continue on.
I did a whole video roasting PBS logos from this.
Yeah, go check out my an upcoming LJPCBM video coming soon. I've watched the whole thing, but I want to check it in the pre-PBS LJPCBM episode numbers in the kind of years episodes to come. Continue on.
70s and 80s last time. I only felt like it was right to include a PBS logo that I actually like on here. Sure, this logo might have not had as much of an impact as most of their other logos, but I feel like nobody ever talks about this one. The New Age fanfare is phenomenal. The keyboards, guitars, and flutes just sound great when paired together. It sounds really calm and just has a nice composition. The CGI animation feels polished. It looks really good for the time with a cozy selection of colors as well, despite taking place on a dark background. It sucks this was only used for 3 years. This definitely could have been used for a few more years.
It's actually 2 years. 96, 98. Hold on. Wikipedia said that? Hang on. PBS. Let me see. Yeah. It's, no, other. Yeah. No, wrong one. Okay. See. Audience, thank you. The one, that's it. That's the one, and this ain't came out until, and these are from 1998 till 2002. Okay, let's continue on.
Into the early 2000s. To me, this logo describes PBS as a channel better than somebody holding up a cutout of the P-head over their face with acrobatics flying around in the background.
Love that PBS logo. Oh, man. You're missing out, you know, because I have seen that PBS logo when I was a kid, because when I saw the News Hour Jim Letter growing up when I was 5 years old, this is my jam, you know? Continue on.
Look, I know the 1998 logo has its fans and has started the trend of PBS cycling for different variants of their logos, but realistically speaking, what does any of this have to do with PBS? Take away all the things referring PBS and you basically have a fever dream. This isn't the type of logo that would immediately make me go, oh yeah, that's PBS. No, this is PBS. Just like Lauren Bacall says at the end of the logo. The inclusion of...
Oh, I see what you're doing here. Okay. Whatever.
Objects like globes and telescopes perfectly represent the historic and scientific nature of PBS's programming, which makes up most of their offering, mainly having documentaries and educational shows on their network. The overall atmosphere just fits the bill. It does the job. And for most people, that might be the reason why this logo isn't as fully looked back on fondly as many of PBS's other logos are. But I certainly feel like this is quite an underrated logo, and it should be given its flowers that it deserves. Definitely a solid logo from PBS for sure. Now let's move on up to the top 3.
Wow. GS Entertainment logo? That's coming.
You may call this a cheesy logo. I call it one of the most badass logos from the 1980s. Genesis Entertainment. I mean, just the name alone sounds cool. I like this logo so much, I put both versions on here. This logo has some groundbreaking CGI. It still looks fairly good today. I also like the shade of blue the background uses. It weirdly gives off an Echo the Dolphin aura for me. Even though the logo
Echo the Dolphin, yeah. My good friend Lucas Brownie needs to do this on Very Odd Gamer. Continue on.
The shade of blue the background uses, it weirdly gives off an Echo the Dolphin aura for me, even though the logo takes place in outer space and not under the sea. The original 1989 music does sound a little
okay, continue
on the nose, not under the sea. The original 1989 music does sound a little on the nose and cliche, but it also has a little charm to it, as well as some crazy bass. However, some people have also found this version to be a little creepy, being the reason it's sometimes referred to as a scary logo, but I digress. The 1991 theme, on the other hand, was really ahead of its time. It sounds futuristic and otherworldly and perfectly fits the vibe of the logo. I gotta give props to the composers that worked on both versions. They sound really polished and nice on the ears. Also, fun fact, the composer of the 1989 theme was an employee of Genesis Entertainment at the time.
Oh, wow. Teresa A. Timmons. Oh, wow, okay.
You learn something new every day. This logo might have appeared on shows like Tales from the Crypt in the 1994 Iron Man cartoon, but I still feel like this logo doesn't get enough recognition. This has to be one of my favorite logos without question, considering the fact that I've used both themes for custom logos of fake companies over the years. All around, this logo is out of this world, and has some wonderful CGI with 2 awesome synth pieces to go with it. And the company also shares the same name as what is arguably Sega's best video game console, so it's no surprise that I hold this logo in such high regard.
Oh, wow! Turbo Program Services. Wow, okay. PBS. Wow. 93, okay.
This logo has that 80s flair that just works really well. This is one of those logos that just make you want to say,
oh god!
The music is pure synthesizer heaven. It's catchy, pleasing to the ear, and is perfectly in sync with the animation, which is a major plus. Speaking of the animation, it looks absolutely stunning for the time. The words flashing at the end of the logo might feel a little dated, but the rainbow trail of the TPS letters and the blue light burst when the 2 trails collide both look really stellar for the time. This logo was also used for 9 years and is their longest used logo, a long lifespan that is completely deserved. Don't get me wrong, their next 2 logos from 1992 and 1994 are both good efforts too, but this logo I definitely feel is more eye-catching and ear-grabbing. This is for certain one of my favorite logos of all time. I love this logo so much, even to the point where I made a near replica of it with a custom logo I made for a fake company I called Sega Television Services, and yes, I do mean the same Sega I just mentioned in the previous entry. This,
you know, I don't know why, it kind of reminds me of that, because, you know, I'm planning to react to this very soon, but that's just me. Oh, and fun fact, when I did on Adobe Premiere Pro, I did come up with the idea of doing a Luke J 62895 production show, see logo. 2 different logos I did. One was the paper with typewriter in 2016 to 2024. The other one is the 2024, the present logo with the type font. You know, the sound typewriter effect, and then you go cha-ching, the cash register sound effect, and then the other sound effect has a kid saying cha-ching. You know, it just sound like that, but you know, that's just me. But it's good enough. But you know, it's more better than the rock sound effects. You know, do, because you know, sound like that. Let's continue on.
This is an excellent logo from the era, combining slit scan and backlit animated eye candy with a wonderful synth arrangement to match up with it. Just based on my review, you'd think this was the #1 entry we were talking about, but we still have one more. Time to reveal what is, in my opinion, the best logo, the most underrated logo of all time. Right after we take a look at some honorable mentions.
Okay. ITC? Oh, wow. World Television. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was born when they stopped doing this law. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a great logo. Okay. Great logo. That was your honorable mention? Okay. Good enough. It's not edited. This is generally how long the file note is held for. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, man. You're killing me, right? That's it. I sound start 1995 to 2000. Oh, that's it. Okay. Go home video. 1969. Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, man. Okay.
And now here's a quick recap of what you just watched. Number 10. What kind of snake looks like that? Number 9. The swoosh, but not the Nike one. Number 8. Welcome to the amazing night circus. Number 7. A solar eclipse worth sacrificing your eyes for. Number 6. Every British child's fear in the 1990s. Number 5. Ghost of the Globe. Number 4. This is not Number 3. This is what THX sounds like on Mars. And number 2. Taste the Rainbow. And the honorable mentions were number 1.
You referenced that logo?
Number
Wow.
2. It's a new world overseas.
Wow.
Number 3. America should have gotten its own version of this logo. Number 4. Oh, we're making it the sadder with this one. And number 5.
Wow. And number 1. Fireworks? Wow. What is number 1? Columbia Pictures logo? Wow. 1976, 1982. Wow. That makes more sense now. Jeez. Well, that was nice. It came out with any movie, but okay.
The fact that this was only used for 6 years should be a crime. The 1976 Columbia Pictures logo might not be one of the best film logos of all time. The 1993 logo still holds a special place in my heart. But this is an excellent logo from the mid-70s that was retired way too quickly. Despite this kind of being the dark horse of Columbia's logo history, focusing more on the sunburst or the light of the torch rather than the iconic torch lady like the rest of their logos do, this logo definitely feels high quality for its era, considering what most of the other big studios were using at the time.
Wow. Warner Brothers logo, Universal. Yeah, I love MCA better than the other ones. And Paramount. Good. Continue on.
And I'm not saying that those logos were bad, far from it, but they definitely look more simplistic in terms of their animation and designs compared to this one. The animation, especially during the sunburst portion, is top-notch and perfectly executed. The music starts off a little suspenseful, but then it builds up to a lovely bombastic fanfare that matches flawlessly with the visuals. This is a fantastic logo that'll certainly get you in the mood to watch a movie. Unfortunately, this logo didn't have quite the longevity of most of Columbia's other logos. I honestly think this logo could have survived going into the late 80s, but that's just me. Now you could argue that this logo wasn't as popular with moviegoers because of the torch lady not being as prominent in this logo compared to other logos, although most people say otherwise. However, I have a theory that Columbia themselves weren't really the biggest fans of this logo, and that they didn't think it represented them as a company properly, which is what led them to change their logo in 1981. I believe they wanted to revert their image back to the most recognizable symbol of their logos, the torch lady, which is understandable. understandable. And with the Coca-Cola company acquiring Columbia the next year, I think it was pretty clear Coca-Cola wanted them to keep the newer logo. What they ended up replacing this logo with, however, was a more basic and cheaper looking logo that felt more dated than the 1976 logo, in my opinion. The company name looks ugly and tacky and blends in with the background.
Why? To me, it's not, but it's good, but that's just me. But anyway, let's continue on.
The Sunburst inclusion in the early version is rather odd considering they were trying to put more emphasis on the Torch Lady and phase out that particular branding the previous logo had, and the overall result just doesn't have as much of an impact, especially due to the lack of any music. If they had used the same fanfare from the 1976 logo, I probably wouldn't have minded the 1981 logo as much, but because it's completely void of that, this just makes me wonder why they stopped using the previous logo even more. I mean, their television division was still using this theme for crying out loud. Anyway, my point is, since this logo only lasted for 6 years, its existence isn't acknowledged as much as it should, and it's not often brought up in conversations of great movie logos, which is a real shame. If this logo had lasted for at least 9 years, then I feel like it would have been looked back on more fondly. Ultimately, this is why I believe the 1976 Columbia Pictures logo is the most underrated logo of all time, purely based off of its lifespan and how long it could have been used for, as well as maybe company management just not seeing the vision this logo had and decided to change course. Case closed. Another top 10 list for the books. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video. It was nice to work on a list that ended off on a more positive note and was less cold-hearted than my previous lists. I actually had a lot of entries that could have made the list, but they all had to get cut off, unfortunately. I don't usually do this with my top 10 videos, but if y'all would like to see a part 2 of this, leave a comment and I might end up doing it.
I want to see a part 2 of this. Happy 15th anniversary to MrDIRECTOREIGHT's. If you all are wondering, continue on.
You never know. Also, let me know what logos you think are underrated. That'll definitely help me out if I do decide to make a second part in the future. But I already have another top 10 video currently in the works, so the next one will be a different topic. And I'm really excited.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
To make that one. It's going to be really interesting. By the way, I am so sorry for the too close year wait for this video. This was not supposed to become the norm for these particular videos to take this long. I started writing the script for this video in 2024, and that was just such an awful year for me.
I expect that. For me, 2024, for me, it's just a good year. I mean, NewsHour visit at WTA, and in Virginia, D.C., I met some not one, not two, but 3 good people in person. Lucas Bradley, Matt Montgomery, and another one is Billy Moody. And I won an award for 5 years at my job at Aqua, and did some good stuff. Guitar playing and guitar lesson at be a hard rock musician. So that was a good year. So felt sorry for you, MrDIRECTOR8. Seriously. And there's another thing I want to mention about 2024 is Robert McNeil, who got me inspired to do film and TV content over the years, had passed away at the age of 93. So, that was tragic for me to talk about it. But, However, this year was the worst. I'm sorry, but, but anyway, it was difficult for me to talk about it, but, but not just lack of travel and my stepdad's death, but lack of some projects I want to work on. Anyway, let's go it off.
Channel's 15th anniversary reaching closer as I still didn't have a video prepared. I kind of had to pull myself together, get back into the swing of things, and finish this one up to get it in time for the milestone just for y'all. I'm definitely going to try to get the next top 10 out quicker than these last 2. And just a couple more things I want to get out the way before ending the video. Shout out to Mega Shadow for helping me out with the opening skit of the video, who I also just released a new single with titled I Love Logos a couple days ago.
I'm going to react to it coming up. Sooner or later, but be looking out for more LJPCBM episode, but in this upcoming LJPCBM episode, continue on.
If you haven't heard it yet, you can check it out on both of our channels and also on Mega Shadow's AJ Smith SoundCloud. There will be a snippet at the end of the video. One final thing, I promise this is the last thing I'll promote. I also now have a new Instagram account for the main channel.
Which I follow, by the way.
Over there, I'll be posting behind-the-scenes content such as the making of videos and other random things such as the history of Mr. Directory profile pics, as well as previously unreleased videos that never made it to the main channel, and re-uploads of content from all of my channels that have since been unlisted, privated, or straight up removed from YouTube. If all that sounds interesting to you, go follow my new Instagram. The handle is simply @MrDirectorate in all lowercase. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I upload new videos. And this is Mr. Directorate signing off. Good night, everybody.
See you, Mr. Directorate. So that was Mr. Directorate's top 10 array logos. 5 was amazing so far. It was his top 10 array videos were amazing. So I thought, wow, he was great at it, by the way. So far this video was a success. Happy 50th anniversary to Mr. Directorate. Hope you enjoyed this LJPCBM episode 1779. Stay tuned, next going to be another LJPCBM episode 1780, which will be about another Mr. K's Clubhouse video on not sure BS yet, but we'll figure this out. Till next time, suggest by baby, LJPCBM Facility out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question and the giver holds the key, but the only worth I've ever found was in melody. I still try all the time.